in an effort not to be redundant, I'm going to try to make this shorter than 15 minutes like the one I just made about why your canning jars won't seal. If you really want the detail, watch the other video and I'll try to make this one not 15 minutes long. I ain't never done that before. Hoping to not ever do that again. I don't like long videos, but that one is worth the 15 minutes to keep your success rates high. This is my canning jar. This is my canning jar. And it's heat tempered. It's tempered glass. And it will do you right, and it will fulfill its purpose if you take just a little bit of care. So basically what you do not want to do is take it from room temperature and stick it in a pot of boiling water. You also do not want to take it out of a pot of steaming hot water, boiling water, and place it on anything that's cold. You don't want to put it in a draft. What you're trying to do is not shock it. It can take some temperature changes, but not extreme temperature changes. You do not want to take a can. Let's say you had one extra jar that didn't fit in your canner at the end of the night and you're running another batch the next day. You do not want to take it out of your refrigerator and put it in a boiling hot water bath pot. You don't want to put it in a pot of boiling water. You don't want to take it from one extreme to another. You want to ease it in gently to the new temperature. So if you had a jar in the refrigerator from the night before that you wanted to process, take it out of the refrigerator. And if it's a fruit, you don't have to be quite so careful. If it's something like beef stew, you don't want to leave it at room temperature too long either. But you could put it into a pot, a smaller pot, and put hot water in that pot. And then and a few minutes later, you want to put some more hot water in the pot, some hotter water as it cools off, and do that for a while. I'm not going to say how long because you don't want to keep it at room temperature too long either. But you want to warm that jar up and keep putting a little hot water in it until you get your pot ready to go. And if you have, I don't want to go into too much detail. I really don't. If you have jars that you need to bring them up to temperature slowly, then don't wait for the pot to boil. Put the jars. Let's say I had 4 jars in the refrigerator and 3 jars that I was going to add with them, and 4 were cold and 3 were room temperature or had boiling contents put into the jar. Let's say it was beef stew or something. So what we would do then is we would put the cold jars from the refrigerator into a pot of warm water, warm it up a little bit more, and then when you get ready to put them in your pressure canner, you would put, mine is 3 quarts, I think, of water. Put it in, it starts out about yay deep in the bottom of your pot. And you would put those jars, all 7 of them, in there together into your canning pot or however many your pot holds. And then once you got them in there, then crank up your heat and let the pot, and don't put it on high right away. Start it on medium for 3 or 4 minutes, and then a little hotter for 3 or 4 minutes, and put your lid on your canning pot and let the steam begin to build. And then of course you vent your steam, your pressure canner. You vent it, let the steam come out of the venting hole, or it's on my canner. It's where my pressure, what do you call it? I can't think what they're called now. Pressure regulator sits. It's like a weight that sort of rocks. Anyways, I'm getting way too detailed again. So then you would want to put those all into there together, put your lid on, and let them warm up together. Just keep in mind what you want to do is don't take this jar from cold in the refrigerator to a boiling hot pot of water. Don't take it out of a boiling hot I can't say it, hot pot of water, boiling hot pot of water. That doesn't sound right. Don't take it out of a very hot pot and put it where you've got 40-degree temperature coming in the kitchen window. And if you do that, and you're religious about it, chances are you're not going to break your jars. Also, inspect your jars on the outside carefully from time to time and make sure you don't see any fractures in the glass. If you see a crack or a fracture that runs up the side of your jar, either recycle that one or just put rice in it. You could maybe even dry pack with it, but I would either recycle it or just use it for in the cupboard, just as a canister kind of thing. Now let's see, how much time have we used? Oh good, 5 minutes. Not too bad. Let's see. Any reasons, there's other reasons that your jars would break. It's good to have a rack in the bottom of your boiling hot water pot, boiling hot water bath, so that the jars are not, when they really start to boil, they kind of jiggle a little back and forth, and so they could, smack each other, and that probably wouldn't be a good thing. Any other reasons that your jars would break? If you drop them on the floor, they might break. It's good to have a jar lifter. It's an indispensable piece of equipment. They're about $3 or $4. You don't have to pay a lot of money for them to lift them out of the boiling hot water, but you don't want to put them by the back door to the garage where somebody's going to come in and it's 20 degrees outside and that cold wind is going to kind of come in and hit them. I haven't seen a jar break that way, but I believe they could. That's the end. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in the comments section. God bless your canning. There's almost nothing more beautiful than rows and rows of beautiful green beans, peaches, pears, cherries, apricots, and so on and so forth on the shelf at the end of the season. Cabbage soup is nice. Anybody wants to know how to make cabbage soup, let me know. I will give you the country method. I can make some pretty good cabbage soup. God bless you. If you have other topics, I'm not the person in the whole earth, whole wide world to ask, but I've done a lot of it. And so if you have questions, I haven't made sauerkraut, there's a lot of things I haven't done. I'm not real great at pickles. I have a great bread and butter pickle recipe. If anybody's dying for it, I'll try to dig it out. It's an old Southern recipe. Haven't done it in ages, but it's just a killer recipe. But if you have something specific that I can address, if I know how to address it, I will. If I don't know how to address it, I will be the first to tell you that I don't have a clue. So please, please, please don't think I'm a know-it-all. It's hard to sit here and say these things and not think that I might sound like, well, I just know everything, so just ask me and I'll tell you. I have a hard time doing the videos anyways. I've said many times my teeth are gray. It's not my fault. It's the medicine I take, so it's hard for me to do these videos anyway, because I have laid all my pride aside to do these videos. So if you need questions answered, I will try to do that. But please don't think I'm Miss Priss. God bless. Can. It's hard work. Canning is hard work. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Bye.